Good morning, BA 25 students. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for your effort to watch this recorded discussion. So, welcome back to BA 25. Today, we are now going to start a new topic. We will be officially discussing now Unit 4 Talent Acquisition. And as a first year management students, this is where things get really exciting now because this is where yung mga previous learnings natin, yung previous na pinag-aralan natin in Unit 3, yung Human Resource Planning, we will now be turning those plan into a real-world action. And we are now moving from the thinking phase to the doing phase of human resource management. Let's have a quick look or step back of what we discussed in our previous units. So in Unit 2, we tackled already job analysis. So in here, we were able to figure out exactly what the job requires and what kind of person is needed to do it. Then in Unit 3, we look at the workforce planning. Remember yung case natin kay Marisol, our planning session, yung ating HR planning process na-reveal doon na merong shortage ng ating employees. So we have 27 employees across different positions by 2027 na kailangan niya, and we identified that now during the workforce planning kung how many are we going to recruit, when do we need them, and what are the necessary qualifications. But identifying the problem doesn't solve it, diba? But how do we actually get those 27 people to join our organization? That's what Unit 4 is all about. The plan becomes action because as future managers, you will be at the center of this critical decision or phase of the business operation when you will be hiring now people, selecting people who would join your organization. Okay? So these are the learning outcomes. So ito yung ating learning outcomes. Nakita natin dito na meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outcomes. Okay? Ranging from covering the definitions, the basic steps, why talent acquisition is critical to a company's success or to any businesses or organization, paano siya makakatulong para ma-attain yung kanilang goals and objectives. But our aim here is not just to memorize the concept of talent acquisition, because as future managers, you have to have practical skills. And our ultimate goal is ito yung creation part, ito sa develop, okay? Create. So by the end of this unit, you will actually be designing your own compelling job advertisements and build practical screening and interview guides from the scratch. Okay, yun yung gagawin ninyo dito sa talent acquisition na topic natin dito. Okay, so let's go back muna dun sa ating bida sa workforce planning. Continue natin yung story ni Marisol at saka ng Cafe Cordillera. Okay, so I want to show you this because I want you to experience what it's really like to make hiring decisions, and this activity will show you why we need to structure processes in human resource management. Imagine you are Marisol. Ikaw yung owner, manager ng coffee shop, Cafe Cordillera. So ang situation is you need to hire 6 to 10 baristas within 60 days or within 3 months, 4 months, or 8 months, mga ganyan. So, meron kang original na 12 employees who came through referrals, walk-in, and honestly, you don't have structured process. You chose them by gut feel, just an instinct. Okay? Now, you need to scale up quickly. So, titignan natin dito yung mga questions na sasagutin natin as we move to the process of talent acquisition. So, kapag merong kang hiring need, merong talent shortage, of course, the first question that you will ask would be, how would you find 10 baristas applicants in Baguio City? So, where would you look? Saan tayo kukuha ng mga barista? Are we going to use social media to advertise our job vacancies? We will be utilizing siguro mga online portal jobs, job sites. Are we going to partner with various schools, universities, walk-ins? Okay, so sasagutin natin yan as we move forward to our discussion. Question 2 would be, what if you receive 47 applications? How do you decide kung sino ang mag-undergo ng interview? Because you cannot interview everyone. Anong criteria ang gagamitin mo para manaro down kung sino mag-undergo ng interview? Anong gagamitin mong basis? It is experience? Is it education? And ano yung mga ipi-fill out nila ng mga documents so that you will be able to assess them effectively and efficiently. Then question 3, makapili ka ng 15 na nag-undergo ng interview. So ano yung magiging basis mo kung sino yung pipiliin mo para sa mga 10 slots na yan? So this is a very tough scenario where you would really judge and assess who will you choose, how will you choose, ano yung magiging basis mo. Is it based on skills? Is it based on personality, attitude, availability, etc.? And then question 4, when you hire someone but they were underperforming after 2 weeks, so you should ask, what went wrong? Bakit kaya itong pinili ko napakahusay noong interview, nung nag-conduct ako ng assessment, ng mga tests, but in the actual world, in the actual performance of the job, hindi naman nila pala kaya na gawin yung duties and responsibilities na. So you have to assess what went wrong. May problema ba sa aking screening? May problema ba sa aking interview? Do they lack training or something else? So these are the key questions that Marisol is asking to herself, and we will be helping Marisol to answer this question as we apply the concept of talent acquisition. Okay? So at the end of this unit, we will going to revisit these 4 questions, and then eventually we will be discovering how systematic hiring process are very crucial part of our systems and operations, so that we will be able to help, or we will be able to avoid costly mistakes. So now let's proceed to the definition of talent acquisition. Okay, ano ba ang talent acquisition? So this is a strategic end-to-end process to identify, attract, evaluate, select, and integrate people needed to achieve organizational goals. Okay? So i-break down natin itong definition niya. Yung mga keywords dito, strategic. So hindi ito random, hindi ito reactive process. Rather, it is a deliberate, it is a planned strategy ng organization which is also aligned with the business goals. End-to-end process, hindi lang ito isang step. It covers everything from finding candidates to getting them successfully working in your organization. And there are 5 key actions here. It's identifying, attracting, evaluating, selecting, and integrating. Okay. Integrating na yung mga napili mo, kinuha mo na maging part ng organization mo. Okay? But notice in here that ito ay hindi lang responsibility ng HR department, ng HR professionals. Rather, it's a shared management responsibility. Especially kapag ikaw ay nasa small business, startup company ka, startup business ka. Wala ka talagang dedicated HR department, wala kang HR professional. Sino ang gagawa niyan? Ikaw, yung business owner. Okay? In large organizations naman, even though meron kayong HR department, yung mga different managers, for example, ikaw ay marketing manager, ikaw ay HR manager, ikaw ay nasa accounting, kailangan mo pa rin magkaroon ng knowledge and skill along talent acquisition so that you will be able, kasi ikaw pa rin yung may final say who will be hired. Okay, so the talent acquisition process provides the structure, the process, the tools to make it sure that we are hiring the right person for the job. Okay, so there is partnership between the HR and the different line managers. Kung wala kayong HR department, ikaw mismo, manager, business owner, ang gagawa ng talent acquisition process. Now, many people might confuse talent acquisition with recruitment or hiring. Although they are related, in fact, recruitment and hiring are part of the talent acquisition process. They are related but they are not the same thing. Okay. Kasi pag sinasabi natin recruitment, this is about generating lang application pool and attracting people to apply. In fact, alam niyo naman yung word na recruit, di ba? When you recruit someone, you convince them to join your group, to join your organization. Okay? So, it's just the beginning of the process, yung recruitment. Okay? Kasi mag-generate ka lang ng mga aplikante, attracting people to apply for jobs in your organization. And then hiring, this is also has a narrow scope. Hiring is just the final selection moment, making the job offer and getting acceptance. So it's more of a handshake at the end of the talent acquisition process. Okay, you finally made your decision that ikaw ang kukunin namin, ikaw ang i-hire namin, ikaw ang magiging part ng aming organization out of the 100 applicants. And also, that chosen individual also accepts the job offer. But talent acquisition, mas broader yung kanyang scope. It's a complete end-to-end process. Tignan mo yung visuals doon. It starts with the funnel attracting many candidates, and then you will evaluate them through screening, then you select who's the best fit through interviews, through assessments, and finally, you integrate them through onboarding. So makikita mo yung flow, attracting, evaluating, selecting, integrating. That's the full journey. So, ganyan yung gagawin ni Marisol ng mga stages dito sa talent acquisition until makahire siya ng needed number of employees in each level of jobs in her coffee shop. Okay? So, yan yung gagawin natin dito. Ipapag-aralan natin dito sa talent acquisition. Okay, now that we understand what talent acquisition is, let's talk about when it happens. Kailan ba nati-trigger ang talent acquisitions? There are two ways organizations activate their talent acquisition process. And we have to understand this so that we become managers who are not just reactive but also prepared and strategic, so that we will not always play catch up. Yeah? So, meron dalawang mode dito. Merong reactive mode triggered by the workforce planning. Okay, remember yung ginawa natin in Unit 3? In Unit 3, workforce planning, where we were able to determine if there's labor shortage, if there is labor surplus, and labor equilibrium. Okay? So, in the workforce planning, we will be determining if there is a need for us to hire new members of the organization. So, this is highly planned response to a document need. So it's not random, it's based on data, it's based on planning, but you are reacting to the identified shortage. Diba? So we go back to Marisol, nag-workforce planning siya, meron siyang mga na-identify na gap. Now, she needs to activate the hiring process urgently. So that is the reactive mode on how talent acquisition can be triggered. But we have here the passive or the proactive mode. Okay? So it's always active even without a current need. This is more advanced and strategic. In here, organizations are always building relationships and staying visible in the talent market, even though wala silang immediate openings. How do they do that? They keep on building their employer brand. Ibig sabihin, they are maintaining a strong reputation so that people want to work for them. They could also use university partnership, building relationship with schools so that they have access to graduates. There's also this talent pool maintenance, keeping a database of qualified candidates that they met before. In industry networking, they're also staying connected with professionals in their field. They are joining job fairs, they are joining professional organizations, They conduct career guidance to universities, so on and so forth. Then we have stay interviews. They are talking to current employees to understand what keeps them engaged, what keeps them committed to organization, kung bakit sila nag-stay dun sa organization, so that they would be able to determine how to make it sure that our employees are being retained and constantly providing productivity in their organization. So, ang goal ng proactive mode is when you need someone, you already have relationships built and you're not starting from zero. So, meron kang pagkukunan ng mga available applicants to join your organization. So, kailangan nating isipin ng talent acquisition, hindi lang nakabase kung merong need, but also it is continuously itong TA process. Not just when someone resigns, may namatay, may nag-retire. So that is the difference between scrambling to fill positions versus having a pipeline ready when you need it. So, itong two modes na to, importante to. Okay? Most organizations would use both. Okay? They plan for unknown gaps and maintain continuous talent pipelines. And as future managers, you'll need to think this way. Okay? So, tignan natin 'tong example nito, si Jollibee. Okay, they are always active yung kanilang talent acquisition process. Alam nila kung meron silang gumagamit sila ng reactive mode, especially kung meron mga nag-resign, nag-retire, mga ganyan, namamatay, nagkasakit, and others. Okay? So, continuous yung process ng talent acquisition. But, okay, meron din silang itong tinatawag na proactive mode where they consistently maintain yung kanilang employer brand. They are having active sourcing channels, and there is this ongoing on-the-job training sa kanilang mga empleyado. So this can be applied also to Marisol. Okay, so meron siyang reactive mode, meron din siyang proactive mode. Yan. Okay. Next, punta tayo sa the importance of talent acquisition. Okay. So, maybe you might be asking, why does talent acquisition matter? Why are we going to spend so much, a lot of time studying this topic? Hindi ba pwede na yung mga manager mag-hire na lang kung sino yung alam nila na magaling naman to, mahusay naman, may education naman, meron naman experience, okay na to, kailangan na natin. Hindi ganun dapat yung mindset natin when we are hiring people. So, papakita natin dito bakit importante ang talent acquisition. Number one, we already discussed this in Unit 1 MedKid when we mentioned that people are the greatest asset of the organization, because every organization runs on one fundamental resource, yung kanilang people, yung kanilang human resources. Whether you are a government office, you are a university, a school, a coffee shop, hospital, every single organization depends on the people who work there. In fact, you can have the best strategy, the most advanced technology in the world, you have unlimited capital, but here's the truth, no strategy, no technology or capital can fully compensate for wrong people being placed in the wrong jobs. Okay, wrong people in wrong jobs will sabotage everything else. Diba? Imagine mo, mag-hire ka ng barista, pero hate na hate niya ang customer service. Mag-hire ka ng teacher who doesn't like students, or a nurse who lacks compassion. So no amount of training or resources will fix a fundamental mismatch between the person and the role. This is why getting talent acquisition right is very critical. Okay, when you are hiring consistently quality people, here's what going to happen sa mga organizational outcomes dito. Okay, first, productivity increases because the right people do the work efficiently and effectively. They don't need constant supervision or correction. And if that's happened, we could improve, they could perform the job efficiently, effectively. Therefore, mas satisfy ang ating mga customers, because when we have happy, competent employees, they also create happy customers. Diba? Think about your own experiences in your personal life. Do you remember a great service? Diba? Can you still remember? Can you still recall a time in your life where you were able to have a great service and you would say to yourself, ang ganda ng serbisyo nila dito, ang ganda ng ugali ng kanilang mga empleyado? Okay, that comes with a great people. And if that happens, also meron ding innovation. Talented people bring in fresh ideas, solve problems creatively, and also drive organization forward. And if that happens, the right people also reinforces positive values, collaborate well, and create environment where others thrive. And number 5, of course, this is the bottom line. All of these outcomes will lead to a better financial performance. So there is a chain reaction. It all starts with getting the right people through the door. Okay? And if organizations are consistently hiring right people and joining into their organization, they will outperform their competitors. So hindi yan opinion. There have been proven studies and decades of research that proves that right quality, right people being placed in the right roles will eventually perform better, serve better their customer, more innovative. It builds the culture of the organization. Therefore, they will have more revenue, profitability, and they will outperform their competitors. Okay? So talent acquisition determines the quality of your most important resource, your human resources. If we get talent acquisition wrong, everything else will struggle. Get it right, and you set your organization up for a sustained success. This is why we study talent acquisition. This is why great managers take talent acquisition seriously. Okay. Specifically, these are the benefits of effective talent acquisition. Ensures the right people are in their right roles. So ito yung pinaka-basic na benefit ng effective talent acquisition. It puts the right person in each role. This means a person whose skills, knowledge, and experience and values align with what the job requires and what the organization values. So merong person-job fit, merong person-organization fit. Okay? Na nasasabi na itong taong to, yung kanyang skill, yung kanyang ugali, yung kanyang attitude, fit na fit dun sa trabaho, and fit doon sa organizational values system. Okay? So, in hiring, we are not just filling a seat, we are just putting person in their jobs. It's also about placing a person whose presence will elevate everything around them. Okay, so yan yung mga result if we hire the right people in their jobs. Reduce employee turnover and retention costs. And in here, alam naman natin na isa sa mga pinakamalaking cost in a certain business operation, in a certain organization, is their labor. Okay, and having an effective talent acquisition, this is one way for the organization to reduce financial costs, labor costs. Okay, employees who are well matched to their role, their team, and organizational culture are significantly more likely to remain employed for the long term. Okay? Kasi kapag may hinire ka, tapos within 6 months nag-resign, nag-retire, umalis na sa organization mo, sa ninyo, there will be a lot of costs involved with that turnover. Okay? That includes advertising and sourcing new candidates, screening and interviewing time, training and onboarding investment, lost productivity during the vacancy period. It could also reduce the morale among remaining team members who absorb the department or who absorb the job of the departing employee. So, when talent acquisition consistently produces good hiring decisions, the organization will spend less time and money cycling to replacements and more time benefiting from the stable and experienced employees. Benefit number 3 is also supports business growth, and organizational agility. If organizations that aspire to grow, ibig sabihin, when you are branching out, opening new branches, when you are launching new products, when you are entering new markets, when you are expanding your services, kailangan mo, di ba, ng reliable supply of qualified people to support that growth. And kapag wala kang strong and effective talent acquisition function, yung mga growth plans mo na yan are frequently delayed or derailed because you don't have the right number of people, okay, to perform those jobs needed for that business growth or expansion. But through effective talent acquisition, it prepares the organization for growth before the need becomes urgent. So you proactively build talent pipelines. You maintain relationship with potential candidates and develop internally yung mga empleados mo so that there is this what we call in workforce planning, di ba, na succession plan. So that the organization ensures that kapag meron tayong business expansion, meron tayong growth opportunities, the people needed to execute those jobs are already ready internally or quickly accessible externally. Benefit number 4, it also builds competitive advantage through human capital. So in competitive industries, especially when your products and services are often similar, ano ba ang key differentiator? Discuss natin ito sa Unit 1 noon, that people are the key differentiator for competitive advantage. Yung quality ng ating organization's workforce, yung kanilang skills, yung kanilang attitudes, yung kanilang creativity and commitment is one of the few competitive advantage that cannot be easily be copied by a competitor. So, kapag tayo ay may mahusay, effective na talent acquisition, we consistently attract high potential individuals who bring in fresh ideas that could elevate the performance standards of our organization and provide capability to innovate. Over time, this will create a self-reinforcing talent advantage. Okay. Number 5, reduces hiring costs through process efficiency. So, kapag meron tayong magandang talent acquisition systems, tools, processes, a well-designed talent acquisition, and it is being consistently executed, we reduce the total hiring costs over time compared to reactive and ad hoc hiring. Pag maganda ang ating sistema sa pag-acquire ng mga talent, mas mabilis ang ating pag-fill up ng mga vacancies, nare-reduce natin yung productivity loss from empty roles, and also nagkakaroon tayo ng better hiring decision because meron tayong fewer early separations and the costly restart of the hiring process. Organizations with strong employer brand, talent acquisition, referral programs spend also less money on recruitment agencies and paid job boards. And yung mga kapag meron tayong magandang onboarding which is part of our talent acquisition process, candidates who are better matched to the role and culture requires less remedial training and supervisory support. So in short, yung mga investment natin sa talent acquisition will pay for itself through the cost that it prevents. And then lastly, strengthens organizational culture. Okay? Now, as a business owner, as an organization, we want that every time that we hire someone, every time that we choose someone to join our organization, we have to make it sure na hindi lang sila skilled, na hindi lang sila may magandang credentials or education. We also want to make it sure that they could help us build the culture that we want to be shape in our organization. Okay? Kapag meron tayong magandang talent acquisition, we don't just select people based on their skill. We also select people whose values, work ethic, and interpersonal style align with the organization's culture, and over time, this will strengthen our culture, becoming more coherent, more positive, and more self-sustaining. Kapag ini-ignore mo yung cultural fit, nakafocus lang tayo sa technical qualifications, there could be a possible mismatch doon sa behavior ng employees, doon sa attitudes and norms that at some point they could fragment yung ating team dynamics, mapababa yung ating lower moral, and then eventually it could erode yung ating organizational culture that the manager or business owner is trying to build. This is why leading organizations treat cultural alignment as part of the non-negotiable hiring criteria. Okay? So that they are also assessing yung value system, working style ng isang applicant, ng isang candidate, to make sure that it is compatible with the organization's identity and expectations. Okay? Now, there is also these consequences of poor talent acquisition. Okay? Kapag yung ating talent acquisition is incomplete, wala tayong mga sa sistema, it could lead into poor hiring decisions. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng poor hiring decisions? Poor hiring decision means we are hiring the wrong person, we are hiring without structured process, or we are failing to integrate new hires effectively. And this could produce consequences that are extended far beyond the individual hire. So there is a direct financial cost of a bad hire. In fact, a bad hire is one of the most expensive mistakes an organization can make. According to the research of Gartner, they estimate that a single poor hiring decision can cost an organization 30% or more of the employee's first year salary when all costs are factored in. Okay, so ano yung mga cost na yan? Nandyan. Okay, dun sa recruitment cost pa lang, yung advertising cost, agency fees, interviewer time. Okay, kasama yan dun sa financial cost ng isang bad hire. Yung ating mga onboarding and training investment, yung orientation na ginawa natin, yung product knowledge, systems training, these are being lost when employee leaves or bigla na lang nag-resign. Yung salary na, yung compensation na binayad natin while the employee is failing to produce expected results. And that could lead to management time being redirected to correcting, coaching, or managing out the poor hire. Then we have separation costs also, especially when naka 1 year na sila, na permanent na sila. Tapos hindi maganda yung performance, gusto mo nang tanggalin, you cannot just immediately remove them in their jobs, in their positions. Dapat meron tayong tinatawag ng mga legal causes. Okay? And kapag meron tayong nahanap ng mga legal causes, nandoon naman yung mga administrative processing, and there could also be potential legal exposure, and meron din mga separation pay kapag tinatanggal mo sila ng walang or ng mga authorized reasons. Okay? Then eventually, yun na, rehiring costs. Nagkakaroon tayo ng ulitin mo na naman yung process ng recruitment. So, additional gastos na naman. Okay? And this single bad hire, especially for small businesses, mas malaki yung impact niya sa kanilang business operations. Another negative consequence is productivity loss and team disruption. Kapag nag-hire tayo ng hindi qualified, ng hindi masyadong na-assess na employee, what happens? Nandyan. Okay? Nakalagay dyan is na hindi nila na-meet yung performance expectations. They require more guidance and correction. They will be producing work that will be redone by others. And this creates a productivity drain that affects not just the individual but the entire team. So, anong nangyari? Na-absorb ng mga high-performing employees yung kanyang trabaho. Then yung mga high performing employees mo will be working longer hours. They will be handling tasks outside their job scope. And what would be the result? They would experience the frustration of watching their own output constrained by someone else deficiencies, or sabihin na natin na unskilled work. Over time, that could result into burnout among high performers, and it creates a dangerous incentive structure. Okay, so your best people will carry the most burden while yung mga puro hire mo continues to underperform. Pag hindi na-address yan, this will drive your capable employees to leave. Okay, and that would be particularly damaging to your organization, especially kapag yung mga best people mo, diba, ang nag-leave, okay, nag-resign. Okay, and this will cause damage to employee morale and team culture. And the fourth and five financial or negative consequences of poor hiring is this one. Okay, there is this negative impact on customer experience. Okay, we all know that in business, in every organization, customer is king. Yeah. So the quality of employee experience is also experienced directly by the customer. Kapag meron tayong poorly hired, underqualified, culturally mismatched employee, they could deliver a substandard customer experience. So ano yung mga possible consequences dyan? Negative customer feedback and reviews, loss of repeat business and customer loyalty, and then eventually, it could damage the organization's public reputation. Okay, customer experience is really a competitive asset built over years of consistent quality interactions. Kapag meron tayong single poorly hired employee in critical customer-facing role, it can undo the months of brand-building effort in a matter of days. Okay? And then eventually at the highest level, poor talent acquisition threatens an organization's ability to execute its strategy. Okay? So ultimately, talagang maapektuhan ngayon yung attainment ng strategic goals, objectives, vision, mission ng isang organization kapag hindi maganda ang ating talent acquisition process. If we fail to hire qualified individuals, qualified workers, we will not, or it could have a direct impact in the attainment of our strategic goals. This is why successful organizations, yung mga well-built organizations, senior leaders believe that if we wanted to have a well-managed organization, we have also to make it sure that we have the right quality of individuals. And how do we do that? If we have effective talent acquisition process. Okay? So, yan yung definition, importance, concept ng talent acquisition. So, in the next video, I will be going to discuss now the talent acquisition. So, we will cut for now this discussion so that we will be focusing on the next video naman, yung talent acquisition process. Okay, thank you. I hope that you have learned something with what I discussed along talent acquisition. So looking forward for you to watch the next video discussion along talent acquisition process.